Hi there.
Hello, Azza and Curl here from Go Camping and Overlanding.
Welcome to our YouTube video where today we're going to talk to you about this here Toyota Hilux, which we've tentatively called Slayer, and what we have planned for it. At the moment it's in real bare bones condition, so we're going to talk to you today mostly about why we chose the Hilux, the pros and the cons, so stick around. So why the need for a new car anyway? So we have been using a few different cars over the course of the last few years. We need something that we can drive stock around town, drop canvas off, pick canvas up, pick stock up, drop it off. We do a bit of moving around in the day-to-day running of our business. But we also wanted something that we can get out there and tour with.
So the extra payload, so for the touring trips that we do to make these videos, it ticked all the boxes in that regard.
It did have a dual cab, but I just found that the dual cab spacing in the ute area was just not quite enough for what we wanted just around town. And we didn't really need the dual cab, we didn't need the 5-seater. So we tried out an extra cab through our friends at Red Sands Campers, and we rented one of their cars and took it away for a week, and we just really found we enjoyed that extra little bit of space behind the seat. Having
some space internally which you could access for your personal gear, it just was absolutely really convenient.
Around town it's about 10 litres per 100. Coming up here today to do the shoot, we're sitting at about 9 litres per 100, but again that's totally unladen. But even then it's a far cry from some of the bigger, heavier V8s, which are great cars. Everyone has a different reason for wanting a car. Fuel economy was pretty good for us. Got good reliability, and the fact that there's a lot of choice in the aftermarket accessories as well. So all the big brands have got a lot on offer for a Toyota Hilux, even as recent as this 2022 model. So that was a really big choice as well, just knowing that we can buy lots of stuff for it that suits us without it going overboard, and having that Toyota advantage of reliability.
And the Apple CarPlay too was a big thing that certainly you were waiting on.
Yeah, so
having that ability to put all your maps and all your info and music and everything all on your screen.
Yeah, one screen rather than having multiple screens.
So having tried and been in road trips in both single cabs and dual cabs, this extra cab for us, it's been a really good option. Mainly because you can access the back space for your personal items. You know, you can pop a little roadie in there, access your nice little drink when it's fivesies or when you're just about to hit your spot. It's got these lovely rear hinge doors which work a treat. You can access this back area really nicely. I think for us it's just a case of having a little bit of space behind us. The recline feature as well for the passenger, which I tend to do when we're on a long road trip, is just really recline and relax. That's a really nice feature, which in some single cabs you don't get that ability. So we're happy as Larry with this extra cab arrangement. So it may seem crazy, but the fact that it's got an abundance of where to pop your drinks, that's just been a winner for us. In our previous vehicles, we just haven't found the right spot for our shaped water bottles. So you've got your side drink holder here, you've got this guy here, and then you've got two in the middle. So for us, we can have a coffee, bottle of water, and maybe a cheeky on the side.
The only thing that we've really had done that's so far aftermarket is at the back here. We're talking about the GVM upgrade. I think it's to 3,465 total kilos, and it's about a 400 kilo payload extra, which is going to be very big advantage once we start putting some more on this car. So it's an Old Man Emu 600 kilo springs in the back here, and that's a couple OME Nitros from ARB. So that's pretty funny at the moment because zero weight in the back of this car, and our backs are sore after the drive, even on the road up here. But we did that because we do plan on putting a fair bit of stuff when we do longer trips. It's going to be interesting around town, but we're getting a water tank and we've got more water options, so we can always load it down a little bit more. It is going to have some permanent stuff on there, which we'll talk about in a second. But that's yeah, pretty much the only thing that's happened to this car since it was delivered to us. Okay, so the next thing that we're planning, and we'll get some footage of this because it's currently being built, which is from On Track Fabrication. They're doing a custom-made canopy for us. This is a real luxury for us, but it's something that's going to house all of our gear, lock up safely around town when we're doing deliveries, but also when we're out there filming some content, we'll be able to have all the gear we need. So at the moment, this is very much a temporary tray, but you can see the length of it from me to curl. It's just on 2 meters. So having that extra cab only gives us a much longer tray, and this is going to be as I say, a custom alloy canopy, so trying to keep the weight down even though it's a big canopy. We'll have some underbox storage either side. We'll have a pull-out drawer at the rear, and we'll have a water
90 litre water tank at the front, in front of the drawer. Which
will be really nice. It also means that we can choose weight. If we feel that it's not heavy enough just even around town, we'll just keep the thing full of water. Method rims, which are an alloy rim, and that'll be coupled with Toyo AT3s, the new AT3s that are out. Don't know much about the AT3s, but they look a really good tyre. We had Toyos on our on the Holden Colorado, and they seem really good. Pretty excited about that combination of the Toyo AT3s and the Method 703 rims. Okay, so up front, we're getting rid of this plastic piece here, and we're not putting a full bull bar on this. We're going for what's I think it's called a bumper replacement by Rhino 4x4. Be a really nice looking bar, very sleek. Again, it's a bumper replacement. We don't need to put spotlights on it because we don't drive at night. If anything, if for lighting in the future, we'll put maybe a light bar up high. We're not sure, but at this stage, there's no plan for any lighting. In the bumper replacement is winch compatible, and we are going to go for a Rhino winch.
So accommodation. So I think for us, we've decided on a rooftop tent. We have experienced rooftop tent camping before, and it's just brilliant, convenient. You pull up to your spot, pop the back latch, and away you roll. It's very easy. All your bedding. It takes all of your accommodation gear out of your vehicle and out of your canopy. It just lives on your roof. So we're going to go the Camp King. We've had plenty of experience with it as we have had it in store, so we are familiar with it, its pros and cons, its weight, its features, size, comfort factor.
It's 95 kilos. It's one of the more abstract, heavy things that we'll be putting on, but it is a monster inside. It's Australian made. It's canvas, which we absolutely
components
adore, and it's it's a beast. You can leave your bedding in there, and there are a number of rooftop tents on the market that people are buying where you cannot fit your bedding in there. You must make it up each day, and that just wasn't on for us.
Is our fridge. So having only really experienced the traditional lift up lid fridge, the chest style. We're going to go the Bushman Upright 85 litre. So that'll be good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Just a very easy, convenient. Open the door, everything's laid out. It's just a different space configuration altogether to the chest fridge that we've always had.
Yeah, a lot of people coming into the shop, the trend is to have an upright fridge, and there's certainly a pro and con that we'll look at as we get to experience it.
Absolutely,
about the cold air falling
and
out.
I feel there's lots to talk about the Bushman fridge, so that I would imagine be a separate conversation, because it's a wonderful brand, Aussie brand, low draw. It's just a magnificent fridge.
The SR doesn't come with a reversing camera. So once we get this canopy on it, we really need a reversing camera. So I started thinking about, well, how does that work through the screen that we've got, the Apple Play? And I did some checking, and there's a company over east that does some plug and play camera systems. And so we're not going to have just a reversing camera. We're also going to have a side camera and a front camera that we can independently turn on and off and see on our Apple Play screen. That's going to be fun because I've also got to install it. But all the tools came with it, and it's going to be a fun little project to also video. There's some of the things we've got coming. So some of the things we don't have plans, as mentioned before, spotlights. We just rarely drive at night. We'd rather be here enjoying the surrounds by a good solid daylight hour. So there's no plans to put spotties on. So what else have we forgotten? Maybe you can leave some comments about what else we've just totally neglected.
Or are there things we need to factor in or haven't thought about that maybe you have on your vehicle?
What's your favourite part? Let us know.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a little bit about what we're up to with Slayer here, and all in all about the Hilux. So maybe what are some cons of the Toyota Hilux? I'd say one of the things is that it's not a big four-wheel drive that's designed for massively heavy loads and heavy tow loads. So if you're out there and you're wanting to tow, I honestly don't believe that a mid-sized four-wheel drive like this should be towing 3-ton vans. It just doesn't really make sense with its power ratio. Even though it's got a good amount of torque and whatnot, it still just seems to be that these are a smaller type of car. So I still believe that's where the V6s and V8s have their place.
So having only had the vehicle since Christmas Eve, so far all we know is what we love about the vehicle. But you know, it's inevitable, I suppose. The more you're in a vehicle and the more you tour and adventure, there might be things that crop up where you think, maybe not a winner. So I think watch this space and just see what pops up for us. But at the moment we love it. We really can't wait for it to be finished. And then we hit the road and bring on autumn and winter and all of our camping. We just cannot wait.